Welcome back. So previously we were creating a template renderer for certificate of origin from the raw data itself. So this is some what the raw data roughly look like. There were some changes since, so we will make use of the new and updated one. But basically we are trying to print out something like that, from the raw data. So all of this will be dynamic depending on the data that comes in. While things like exporter name, address, and country, all these things will be static. All right. And we also used Netlify to actually host it on this website. So if we go there, you can see that charta.treetrust.io. While it looks like there's something wrong, but actually no, it is successfully rendered, right? The reason it looks blank and not like some empty pre-filled form is because there's no data passed in yet. If we pass in the data, it will actually look something like this. Okay. And yesterday we also had this repo where we host the renderer code. So if you want to reference it, go ahead. Okay. And what we will be doing today is actually to host this code to issue a demo certificate of origin. And as you have noticed, we will need a DNS domain name, right, to issue it, so that we can actually bind a domain to the identity of the issuer, right? And today we are just going to operate on Robston, on mainnet, right? But for all of you who are new to Ethereum and you like to try out on Robston first, so you can just create a new account, and from there you go to a facet, right? Just Google like facet Robston, right? This is an example. You can just click on this multiple times just to get a few ethers into your wallet. But for today, because Robston seems to be a bit congested, like the last block was mined about an hour ago, we will just use mainnet instead, right? And you can see mainnet is a lot more healthier, right? And to do that, you just need to switch over to main Ethereum network and make sure that you have an account with real ethers. Of course, that will mean you'll be spending real money. So if you are trying things out now, go ahead and use Robston, right? Also, what you'll need to do is to get out your private key. Before that, what we are going to do, the overview is this. So we are going to deploy this document store smart contract, right, and then bind it to the DNS, right, and use this document store to issue this document file that we are going to create later. Okay. So what we need to do now is to download the CLI. So if you were to just look for the Open Attestation CLI repo, right, this is the one. Okay. There are a few ways to install it. If you have Node and npm running, you can actually just run this command. If you prefer to use the binary instead, let's say you are trying to move this into an intranet where it's not connected to internet, right, actually you can you can download any of this binary, right, and all of this will be good for packaging open attestations files. Of course, you can't transact with the Ethereum network, right? So there are certain things that you can still do in the intranet. So I've already got it installed. So if I were to type open attestation, right, you can see I have the binary up, and also because I have created an alias, right, OA also works as well. So on top of this CLI being installed, you also need the private key of your account. For this demo purposes, I have actually created a new account that I'm not using and will delete after this. So I'm just going to show you how to get the private key out of the wallet itself. So all you can do is just click on additional detail, export private key, enter your password, and you can see that this is the private key, right? All you need to do is copy this and paste it somewhere. So in my case, I have actually pasted my mainnet private key into this key file, right? So we'll be using this key file to issue and create transactions on the network. Okay, so what we are going to do now is we are going to deploy the document store, remember? So if you want to figure out how, just type open the test station and it'll tell you you can actually deploy a smart contract. So let's go deploy. And from there you can see I can deploy a document store, token registry, so on and so forth. So what we need is document store. So document store, right? And it tells you that I only need the store name. So let's do that. Let's call it demo for the store name. Okay, and with that you look at the options. There are a few options. You can select the network. So by default it defaults to mainnet, but if you want to do it on Robston, just put a -n Robston. So something like -n Robston, and this will issue it on Robston instead. Okay, but we are not going to do that. And also you can paste in your key, something like -k, and then this is your key. Okay, however, this will print and store your key in the bash history. So it's not recommended if you know if you keep your bash history clean of like all this sensitive data. In our case, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do the key file switch, right? So as I've mentioned just now, I have my private key in this file, so I'm just going to type that and I'm going to click enter. Okay, so after that you just wait a bit. It says that, you know, okay, very quickly you can see that the transaction is created. Alright, we're just going to wait a few moments. Okay, it's done, right? So what you need to do is you need to store this address out. If you're interested in the details, you can actually click on this. Okay, and you can see yeah, this is your smart contract, I think. Yeah, this is your smart contract, right? Over here. Okay, it was created about 19 seconds ago. Okay, great. So this is all you need. Do take note of this address. We'll need to use this in a while's time. Okay, so now that we have created the document store smart contract, there's still, you know, because anyone can actually create this so long as they have mainnet eaters. So how do I tie this identity to my domain name, right? You can click on the docs on, you know, configuring DNS, and it'll tell you exactly how. In this case, we are going to bind it to demo.tradetrust.io, right? All you need to do is to insert the DNS record as such. Looks like that. Okay, so I'm already logged into Route 53 to manage my DNS. So looks like that. So I want to put it on demo.tradetrust.io. There's already one entry, which is fine. Because we support multiple entries. So all you need to do is to you know, make sure that you have a net ID 1. Net ID 1 means mainnet or, you know, homestead. If you are using Robston, then make sure you change this to 3. 3 is the network ID for Robston. Okay, and naturally you need this document store address, right? And we are going to replace it with this. Make sure you save the record. Okay, so with that, your DNS is set. Okay, and you're done. So of course you can test the DNS record, but we will need to wait a while for the DNS record to propagate. We can try that, in fact, right? Let's see if it has already propagated. So demo.tradetrust.io. Alright, we are looking at txt event, so make sure you change this to that. Right, and you can see it's quite fast. You know, it's already been updated, 997. Alright, so it's good to go. Alright, that is for setting up the DNS, deploying document store and configuring for DNS. Okay, yeah, that's all for now.